I belong to the best.
Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, and welcome to the 31st episode of Technolotics. As you can see, Gareth is missing. He's currently working feverishly away on an essay. So Gareth, if you're watching, get back to work! Get! Go on! Be gone! Turn off the computer. Step away from the computer. Now. So, in Gareth's absence, we're welcoming a new guest presenter, Rowan.
Good evening.
So, let's launch straight into it. First of all, we're going to talk about Apple and iMacs.
They're doing well at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're going to do better because the new Intel Macs are going to be able to run Microsoft. So you can have your wonderful Microsoft buggy software running on a Mac. Hooray! You know, because everyone wants to run Windows, you know. Hey! So, they're kind of, is it semi-officially supported? So they kind of go, yeah, you can run it, but we're not going to help you run it other than...
They're not going to give them Windows.
Yeah, they're just going to...
If you happen to have a copy of Windows lying around, you can put it on.
Just lying in
As
the bin.
We do.
Under the bed, buried under some old socks, where it should be. You can dust it off, scrape out that old Windows Microsoft license, and go, I suppose I'll just lob it onto my Mac and see how much damage you can do to that. So,
Can tell you really like.
yeah,
Windows.
I love Windows. I love Windows. So, the question is, will loads of people buy Macs and then slap Windows onto it? Because, you know, those iMacs are nice. They're
pretty.
small and they're pretty. They're pretty.
I like the prettiness.
Plus, like, you know, you'll have two operating systems, which means you can have the Mac for all the stuff that does well. The
Yeah.
Mac OS for all the stuff it does well. Like,
Do you think people really will use both operating systems though?
yeah, I don't know. See, Mac people are like Macs. It's like, you know, yeah, I like my Mac. I use it alone separately.
Yeah.
But it might like convert people to actually use Macs.
I think it'll
It'll
get.
be a safety net. You go, oh, I can have my Mac OS, but I can also throw in Windows just for safety. If it all goes horribly wrong,
Yeah.
I still have a
Or
laptop
if you
I can
need to.
use. You know,
Yeah.
if they go, woo, I don't want to use a Mac OS. I don't know what it is. You just go, yeah. The nerds in the shop can go, yeah, we'll put on Windows for you as well. See, people might actually start doing that.
It'll definitely expand their user base to people who are scared of Macs.
Yeah, I think like, you know, maybe shops will start doing where, you know, they'll
Don't
sell
worry,
you the
it's
iMac
Windows.
and they'll install Windows for you as well.
And it's pretty.
Plus, apparently, it's just going to be pretty simple. When you upload it, start it up, you just press Alt, I think it is, and you get to choose between the two. Oh no, Jessica's gone! Whew. Oh, the panic there! Yeah. Oh well, she'll come and she'll go. That's Jessica's way. Here 1 minute, gone the next. But she's worth it. She's so worth it. Anyway, so Mac enthusiasts are already talking about a no Windows booting pledge. So it's like, I pledge to never
allegiance to
use
the Mac.
Windows. Allegiance to the Mac. Hail Steve Jobs. Hail Steve Jobs. Ah, I love you. So yeah, that's obviously for the nerds. You know,
Yeah, it's the Mac geeks.
yeah.
Lots of them around.
Not you. No, you're normal. We like you. So, it's going to be interesting, and I certainly consider getting an iMac more now that it actually supports more than one. Actually, if it's going to support Windows, could you not install Linux then? I mean,
Well, you've been able to install Linux anyway.
Have you?
I think so.
Alright, well then.
That's extra, that's even more scary than...
Yeah, exactly.
Mac OS,
That's bloody terrifying. So now you can have 3 operating systems. That's
Yay!
Hooray! And whatever else you can invent yourself. So
Pity we can't just have a good one.
yeah, just one good one would be nice. But you can't have everything, can you?
Oh well.
You can have Jessica. No, you can't. She's mine. Okay, so moving on to our second story. Reasons to love Open Source DRM. DRM. So Son.
You have to get the actions kind of okay.
Yeah, you gotta get the happy hands.
going.
The hands. So, practice. Happy hands, happy hands, happy hands. Okay, now we're back after that fun of doing DRM hands for 4 or 5 hours. It's much later in the day, but it's no darker, amazingly enough. So,
I'm all practiced now.
I'm all worn out, my hands are. So,
Go for it.
let's get on with the story.
Yeah.
So, Sony have proposed a wonderful new DRM, and it's open source.
And what about the
Hooray!
DRM
What?
DRM hands now?
Okay. DRM hands.
Okay, sorry, go on. That was worth it.
It was worth it, yeah. It was worth all the hours of practice. Yeah, but the virus, anyway, so the central idea is to assign rights to users, not devices, so that your rights will essentially travel around with you and you can use or listen to your music on a multitude of devices. However, you have to register, or the devices and the manufacturers have to register them with some fuzzy group which hasn't been really created yet, and there's no idea of who's controlling this group or anything. Just Sun says, yeah, we're setting it up in a couple of weeks. It's coming. So, and it's still DRM, which I love this quote by Cory Doctorow, which says, I wish Sun would figure out a way to let me do less with my musical movies, which really is what Sun have done here. They're just helping.
It's very nice of them.
Yeah, very nice of them to create yet another way to stop people from using music and movies in the way they want to. Because one really bad thing in this is it's not going to in any way force people to allow fair use. While in the use of scenarios document, it says the fair use mechanism is there. It's optional for rights holders. So they're not forced to actually kind of put in with any of their media,
So what does that
rules the state how you can make fair use of this. So there's no way of saying, within like a MP3 file, that within the license you get with it, that says it's okay to use this for educational purposes. It's okay, to use it for certain ways, that do not breach the copyright of the owner. And obviously, copyright holders are just going to say any use that other than paying us and use it on one device of our choosing is wrong, and we will sue you for it. We don't care if the little kiddies don't know anything about music. We don't care. Give us our money. So, it's not great, not cool. The EFF think it stinks. And I'd have to agree, it's still DRM. It's still stuff that will stop you from making fair use of, stuff, that you want to listen to on your own device or of your own choosing when you want, rather than some guy in an office.
Which you can do right now.
Which you can do right now.
But Sun wants to change that.
But Sun wants to essentially help iTunes and Apple, Microsoft and all the rest of them, and all the big record companies and the MIA from listening to stuff, you've created or anyone else has created.
What's going to happen with the France thing now?
France mightn't. Yeah, it might work for France because it's an open source DRM, which actually, there you go. This could be like someone was thinking of that and going, here's a DRM scheme which actually works in France. Because the whole thing about France was that Apple's iTunes wouldn't work on other players, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
It wouldn't work on other devices. It had to be open so that people could listen to it any way they wanted. So Sun's thing might be a way like that. I mean, I can certainly see why they're going for this, because it'll certainly bring in like other manufacturers who make rivals to iPods, and online record stores which don't want to go via iTunes because they're getting really annoyed with iTunes kind of monopoly on this.
Yeah.
So maybe the record companies
break the hold that iTunes and.
I think it's like Sun is like going, we'll supply the DRM and the rest will build.
But it's not like Apple are gonna fly into this, are they?
No, it's meant to be. They're trying to get it to be a standard, so that it'll be like iTunes will kind of have to maybe do a nod to it that you can convert or some shit like that. But I think you're still going to have people with their iPods who already have a significant music connection, who they have to buy another iPod because it won't play on anything else. So I mean, you bought one iPod, your iPod for life. Hooray! Lucky you! Lucky you! Aren't you feeling good now? So you're stuck with iPods for life, no matter how good, bad or shitty they get, or how much onerous DRM they put on it. You're stuck with Apple and iTunes for life. Don't you feel good? Yeah, it's fantastic. So, it's DRM. It sucks. DRM. So, moving on. Next story is
I didn't read much about this.
You don't have a prescription, do you?
No.
Okay, I've had perfect 2020. I don't know.
Congratulations.
I hope anyway. I can see you anyway. I can see you. See you watching. I can see you, Garrett, watching. Get back to work. Anyway.
Think you're happy?
This is
how it's going.
Oh yeah, I think he is. I think he's thumbs up, and he's not battering the keyboard going, "You're ruining my show!" What have you done? Sorry, pal. Apologies, Garrett. It's my show now! Yes. So,
the point of that was
I got to wallow in my own, joy of power and control. Anyway, our next story regards laser eye surgery at home. Do it yourself. DIY surgery. Yeah. So, I mean, you've got the books, you've done the plumbing, you've made your house. What next? Well, it's time to feck about with your eyes. Become a surgeon in like 4 or 5 easy steps. Woo! So, for $19.99, you can buy this laser eye surgery kit, which allow you to fix your eyes. Laser surgery at home.
That is amazing.
It's amazing.
Where can I buy one?
Where can I buy one? My eyes are perfect, but I want to because they can get better.
You could do it on other people.
Exactly. So
your dog.
Yeah. Well, no. Each one's sent out to you specifically for your prescription. Your eye prescription. But I'm sure you could just order one for every single kind of prescription. There's probably hundreds, but it's possible.
So what happens if you do it on someone who's got the wrong prescription? That
could be ugly. That could be nasty. So actually, it might work even if it's someone. Well, I'll go briefly into the details. Okay, it was Basic at Home was founded in 2004 by Dr. Emir Kamdim, MD, PhD, who is apparently one of the leading people in his field, according to the LASIK website. So I'll take your word for it on that one. So, the key to the system is the Scalpal.
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 I like it.
Catchy. Oh no, Jessica's gone away again.
Oh dear.
Oh, she's back. Anyway, she doesn't need eye surgery. I hope. Scanning. It's the Scalpal. Scanning, adjusting, laparoscopy, personal laser. Ooh, your own laser in the comfort of your own home. So, it contains 2 lasers. The first one cuts a small flap in the cornea of your eye, and then the second laser vaporizes a tiny section of the lens without damaging the surrounding tissue.
You hope.
Yay! So the claim is that it's 100% safe. Woo! Better than all the other home surgery kits. Heart surgery in 20 minutes. Fantastic. So, 100% safe. Me doubts. I have me doubts. Anything that claims to be 100% safe, I have me doubts. Just for the basic reason that, someone in the manufacturing could have screwed up. Occasional duds go out. I mean, we've all bought electronics which we expected to work perfectly. Didn't. So
slightly more at stake.
Slightly more at stake here. Yeah. Plus, if you think about it, you normally get eye surgery, it's carried out by a professional who spent many years in school and in a hospital learning how to do this stuff and is, trained and is able to deal with the unexpected. Rather than you, who is probably thick for buying this thing in the first place and also blind. So you're thick and stupid.
So you can't read the instructions.
You can't, you can't read the instructions either. So, you think you're blind and you think you can do surgery on your eyes. Who would I trust? So,
it's a bit of a jump really from thousands of dollars and trained professionals to do it in your own home.
Yeah.
They're not like do an intermediate one where it's like your local GP or something.
Who knows? But like one thing I noticed is that I did a quick search on laser eye surgery risks, and first link was the US Federal Drug and whatever, FDA, I can't remember the full name, anyway, Food and Drug Administration, yes, that's it. And they had a big long list of the risks of laser surgery, and this would be laser surgery carried out by a professional doctor in a hospital. And these included loss of vision. Loss of vision. Loss of vision. Let's just say that again.
No.
Loss of vision.
100% safe.
Loss of vision. As well as quite a number of other possible side effects. So I've included the link in the wiki, so I mean, if you want to check that out. Laser surgery is not something you just undertake on a whim, and you really need to consider. You really need to talk to your doctor.
Do it.
If you're considering buying a LASIK, I would at least talk to my doctor before buying this and attempting it on myself, because it's crazy.
But let us know how you get on.
But let us know how you get on if you can see the keyboard. Anyway, moving on to our next story.
Okay, so next story is about comment tracking, which is something I've wanted for a long time on the web. And there's a couple of things out there now. And one is called co-comment, and that's been out for a while. And what it does is you're going along, reading all your blog posts and whatever, and you want to comment on a blog, and you hit the button, and it, as well as posting to the blog, it also posts to their server, and then you can go back to their server and just let my hands down.
Yeah, you have good hands.
You can track all your comments and all the comments by other people, so it's cool. But the thing is, you can only track comments from posts you've commented on, and the only comments that show up are other people who use co-comment. So
it's kind of like everyone needs to use it.
Everyone has to use it for it to be useful. Which is a bit shit.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate.
So,
still, it could be kind of handy. Like, I mean, if
it's nice for reminding you, like, what area you come to, but
yeah, I suppose it'd be handy, like, if it caught on the blogosphere, that, you know, people who regularly comment and like read blogs and stuff like that, it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, kind of getting around this whole, you know, everyone needs to use it for it to really be cool.
Yeah.
You know, rather than if it could somehow go, lots of people using it, or even a small few, and it somehow manages to grab all the other people's comments, you know.
So that's exactly what this other site does, which is called Comments.
Comments. C-O, full stop, Ments.
M-M-E-N-T-S.
Yeah, two
Very
M's.
catchy.
Ments.
And apparently that does all that. It lets you track all your comments from any blog you read, and it finds out other people's comments as well, no matter if they use it or not.
Oh, that would be
apparently, this is all hearsay.
Hearsay. So we need to check that out, but have a look, see?
Yeah, worth a look. And also, while we're on the comment buzz, I have to pimp comment casting, which is my cousin, Robin Blanford, and he's a final year student in DCU, and he's just done his dissertation on this web podcasting thing, and it allows you to leave comments on podcasts, and all you have to do is ring up a number. So if you have a podcast, go to commentcasting.bitesurgery.com and sign up. I think he wants new users.
What's your money?
Ish, I'm sure he does.
Ish.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually that's kind of cool, because like the one
So
time you want to make like a comment on a podcast is when you're actually listening to it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than like waiting 2 hours to get to a computer.
Yeah.
Which is probably what you're doing, because you're commuting from Dublin.
You're listening to your
bogs. Yeah, I'm from the bogs.
No way.
Really from the bogs.
So you're going along and you ring up this number and you say,
that's pretty
I
cool.
liked your last show on Technolotics.
Yeah.
And here's my comment.
Ooh, extend it
Yeah, we
to
should
text
do
thing.
that.
There's a text thing as well, though.
No, they don't have one.
Don't have one, but it'd be nice to
Yeah,
extend it to that.
I'll tell.
You know,
Robin, if you're listening.
text as well. Pretty cool. People like to text them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can put in this. You are cool with CUL. Cool.
Yeah, and you could do your next dissertation on transforming that into proper English.
Yeah, text speak to English. We can only wish. Anyway,
What's next?
moving on to our next story. Listen up, NSA, because we're talking crypto. You can't hear us. Ah! So, Phil Zimmerman, creator of PGP, has come up with a new piece of encryption software. It's actually taken him 10 years, called Z-Phone, which, amazingly enough, is used for phone conversations. It's used for voice over IP, and it will successfully, apparently, encrypt voice over IP phone calls. So you can now have Osama, you can now ring us up and go, hey dude, what's happening? So,
Hey, I'm going for a visa interview on Tuesday. You're ruining my chances.
no, this is all me. I'll never get back into the United States. You have some hope. You're just
Hello, I'm not a terrorist.
Yeah, no, Osama's a friend of mine. You know? He doesn't like him at all. They don't get on. Anyway, so it uses the industry standard SIP protocol, which allows a number of different voice over IP clients to use the software. Wired actually, this is from Wired article, and they actually tried it out, and it took a bit of fiddling to get it going, but it's still only beta, so I mean, there's still time for them to work out the kinks and, you know, make it all nice so that people can use it. However, its main rival, of course, is going to be Skype, which uses its own encryption, proprietary closed source encryption software to, you know, hide what you're talking about. And really, since it's closed source and stuff, such, you don't really know how effective Skype's is. So, Z-Phone has been submitted to the IETF to be an industry standard, and rumours are that it's actually good enough to beat the mountain of computers that are hiding under Fort Meade, decrypting all those phone calls that are passing around the place. So, if you want to have a conversation and you want to keep it quiet, you might want to consider using Z-Phone. You know, but the thing is, whether people will widely use this or will it just stick with paranoids, the geeks, and terror.
Well, the thing is, it's an open standard, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's open, so I mean, I think
Lots
it's
of people
it's a
can
good idea
implement
for,
it and-
like, it's one of those things which are said for security, like, make it open and let people
Yeah.
attack it, because, you know, they're going to attack it anyway, so I mean, at least put it out in the open so everyone can see, and, you know, more people will look at it and find out whether it works or not. So, yeah, and, I mean, the guy came up with PGP,
It's got to be
so
onto
he's
something.
got a good track record, and he's been working on this for 10 years. So, it could be good, I think, you know. Plus, you know, I'd definitely give it a go anyway, but I don't have broadband, so I can't talk to anyone. And I have no friends! So, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, but, like, you mentioned there just before the show, like, you know, with the government, like, outlaw it, you know, because it's just too good.
Yeah, well, they do that kind of thing, don't they? I mean, there's some clause about not exporting technology that is
Oh, yeah.
too much encryption.
Yeah, they used to have that, I think.
They don't have it
No, I
anymore.
don't think they have it anymore.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
like, when it started out first,
Be a
the US,
terrorist,
I
right?
think
It's
the
okay.
US government, I think, pretty much outlawed any kind of development of encryption. They wanted to keep it essentially within the military,
Yeah.
but it slipped out. And, you know, it's kind of grown since then. And commercial, you essentially now have military security, which is closed source. No one really knows how it works. And you have commercial security, which, you know, a lot of it is open source, or any of, like, you know, the major security algorithms and encryption algorithms are all published and open to peer review and only become used after, you know, a lot of very smart people have been trying to break it for a long time, and then they go, yeah, that's probably pretty good, and it's up to it, because a lot of people have been trying to break it and haven't.
Makes sense.
You know, so it makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be pretty cool, and definitely if it's open source, you can have a look at it and you can try and crack it. And good luck to you.
So, speaking of having friends, it's kind of useful for our next product as well.
Oh yeah.
So this is Raya. This is RIYA.com, and they just it's another photo site. I nearly said shite.
Photo shite.
And it's been hyped up a lot over the last few months, but it's just launched publicly a week or so ago. So you can go have a go right now and see what you think. Broadband is also necessary, so I can't do it either. So friends and broadband, there's two things you can go and do.
Two things you need for a successful life: friends and broadband.
Right. So what it does for you, it recognizes all your friends in your photos. So you upload all your photos. It sees it knows what's a face and what's not, so it finds the faces.
Right.
And then you say this guy's so and so, and this guy's Gareth, and this guy's whatever. Francis.
And then you can.
And then it learns from that, and after a while it can actually recognise them itself. So you can keep uploading photos, and it'll index them by who's in it, which is pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool. It's just added some metadata to the photos of who's in it. So that's going to be like pretty cool, because like more and more people have digital cameras. So I mean, if you have it for your desktop at home, or for Raya's version of maybe a Flickr or something like that, it'll automatically index what you upload, so you don't actually have to enter in who's in it. Plus, like, it'll say
what it should do is import your photos from Flickr automatically, so you don't have to switch over.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
But it doesn't do that yet.
Doesn't do that yet. So if you're listening, Raya, that would be cool. Plus, like stuff like I thought of, like mentioning, social networking sites and all those will like love this as well, because you can then kind of, obviously probably people are in your photos are like friends, but like maybe people in the background and stuff.
Well, it only recognises like up to 300 people that you enter. It's not. The software is not general enough to recognise anybody that it's seen before. It's like specific to you.
Alright, yeah. So
but
smaller set.
You can search for people in other people's photos if other people have the same friends.
Yeah, so definitely you can.
There's uses there.
Link through people, so definitely I think social networking sites, and certainly at home for the growing amount of digital photos you may have, and trying to find that one photo of, a party you're at with a friend and you want that photo, and it's like, oh, where is it? Where the heck is it among, the mishmash of files that everyone has in their computer thrown all over the place. So I think it'll be pretty cool for that.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see what they can do with vision technology.
It's a very simple idea, but it's like recognizing people. It's just really handy.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, like they could expand into places and stuff if they could recognize buildings or
stuff like that. Yeah, you could actually
index
that'll
by whatever.
That'll allow you to index by location, because you recognize the building from a location, and you go, oh yeah, or street signs or something like that. Fantastic. It's just like, he was there. Oh my God, you were in Rome. You were having an affair. No.
Exactly. That's the use case they were thinking.
Yeah, there's the use case they were thinking of, definitely. So, slightly related was the cutest kitten test.
Right. Which this is nice.
This I liked. So, just briefly, if you go to any kind of website and you want to register at a website, or you want to enter a comment or something like this, there is a little thing beside your comment to verify that you're a human being, which is usually an image with text, numbers on it, and usually it's a font kind of mashed up and squiggled and laid on top of each other, which can be sometimes rather hard to read. You know, some of them can be very hard to read.
I wonder sometimes are you human or not?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, am I stupid? Or you get them wrong sometimes. Even people get them wrong. And this guy was looking at the problem, and he said, okay, those things are okay, but you know, someone might or probably will eventually come up with a program which can actually read those as good as a human and get, you know, the guesses right a fair amount of the time, which will lead to a huge increase in the amount of comment spam and automatic, you know, registers, you know, programs that automatically register at websites and cause all kinds of things. Damn you, spammers! And general nasty people on the net. So, this guy was laying in bed and he was thinking, is there a better way? So, what he came up with was an idea where you would have this essentially a little grid of images, and you would pick out the images which are, say, there would be a bunch of kittens, and then there would be a bunch load of other furry animals, and you have to pick out which ones are kittens. So it was kind of taking advantage of something that people are able to do really well, which is like recognize a whole image of what it is, versus, you know, computers find that much harder. So he was kind of taking, you know, picking out one item from a bunch load of very similar items, you know, and going, yeah, that's definitely kitten. What's a kitten? A kitten, and not like a little furry puppy or a really hairy something. Something. You know, it's really hairy baby.
Don't click on that.
Really hairy baby.
Don't click on that.
So his idea was obviously, you know, it sounds alright in principle, but I mean, if it's one kitten out of 3 images, you know, then any of these automatic loggers, you know, have a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right, you know. So he was thinking, oh yeah, let's just up the number of images, but you know, then it gets a little bit crazy because you'd be picking out like
I want to leave a
27
and I have to
pick
the 27 kittens
out of 1,084. You'd be like, no feckin' way, you can screw your comment. I'm not leaving it. So it's not quite perfect, but we like the idea. We definitely like the idea of
if you had a good supply of kitten photos and other things that you could splice in, so that it wasn't always the same photos.
Yeah.
See, otherwise the bad person could, or a bad program could learn probably.
Yeah, probably could learn. It's just the whole problem of like having to have hundreds of photos thrown up there. It's just a bit nuts as well, because you're gonna have a whole chunk.
But if you could pull them in from Flickr or something.
Yeah, but you'd have the whole chunk of the website just taken up to do this one little thing of prove you're a human. It's like a whole other website you have to jump to. Now prove you're a human, and then on to the next one. It's like, rather than, you know, you'd almost stick with the fonts thing, you know, even if it doesn't work perfectly. So there's possibly a germ of a good idea there, but it needs a bit more work. But we like it. Keep it up. Keep going.
Yeah.
You're onto something.
Kittens are good.
We like kittens. Plus, like, the idea you can actually customize it. So if you don't like kittens, you can be puppies. Jessica's gone again. It could be Jessica Albas. It could be photos of Jessica Albas. Cool. You know, versus other photos of less hot-looking chicks. And you're like, which one's Jessica? Or pick out the hot ones of Jessica Alba. And if you don't pick out the right ones, you're not allowed comment.
You could have fun while you're proving you're human.
Exactly. Anyway, I think that wraps up our stories for the week. So let's move on to our pimp of the media.
Okay.
No?
My media pimps. Well, the first one is the latest album by the Kleptones. And it's called 24 Hours, I think. And
hopefully we can listen to it.
Listen to it yet. But
very
soon.
But we're sure it's going to be damn good.
Yeah.
And it's definitely worth a listen.
So go to kleptones.com.
Yes.
And you should get it there.
So.
And the other is a PS2 game called Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know if you've heard of this.
No.
It's the sequel to Ico, which you also probably haven't heard of.
Ico? No, I've heard that was like, was it Riding a Dragon or something? This your kind of mystical thing?
That's the Shadow of the Colossus. It's you're not riding a dragon, but you're attacking these huge dragon things and big furry animals.
I've heard of Ico.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I just completed it. That's why I'm.
Alright.
Oh, the last boss is so hard.
Many hours spent.
But pick it up.
But not wasted, of course.
No.
Not wasted. It was all worth it.
practicing my
Yeah.
thumb movements.
Thumb movements. It's important.
Without that, I wouldn't be able to do it. DRM hands.
DRM hands.
Sorry,
See, you
without
need to
paper.
get the thumb in. DRM hands. Anyway, now for my media pimp, which includes Greg. Okay, I can't pronounce the name. Apodacas. Apodacas.
Sounds right.
Apodaca, sounds right. Anyway, digital portfolio. Now this guy specialises in photoshopping, and it's quite amazing what this guy can do. He's a professional. He does this for a living, and it's showing some of his work of like photos taken by a photographer and professional photographer, and then he gets at it.
You'll never look at FHM same
or
way
Maxim or any of them again. You'll just go, oh my god, because the link I put in there is of a girl, and frankly, after photoshopping, she's still not awesome. But maybe it's because I've just been so disgusted by what she looks like before. It's just
Plus, you're comparing her to
ruined.
Jessica Alba.
Plus, yeah. Actually, no, she was probably photoshopped as well. Actually,
Never
no,
thought.
you couldn't touch. Nah, she doesn't need photoshopping. Doesn't need it at all. She just bounce off her. She's that hot. So. This guy photoshops things, and his work, he's truly like talented, but like you'll never look at any kind of fashion magazine again, or any of like those glossy magazines again, because like they must be photoshopped to hell and back, because he just gets really good, but you know what they started out with must have been horrible. You can truly really like take a person's face. Like there's one of a blonde girl, and like literally he creates another person. It's like
What
like
does
you
she look like?
the two together. Oh, damn.
Carrie Catan. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, well, say like one of them resembles Carrie Catan.
Is it the hot one or the not one?
The hot one and the not one? I think we're allowed to say it.
It's the not one.
It's the not one. Yeah. Still doesn't look great afterwards, but like before it's like, oh my god, it's a different person. It's like two different people. It's weird. It's really weird. And secondly, for all you nerds out there, how to pull an all-nighter. Very important skill. I had to use it this week. Well, actually, I didn't quite use it. I got 3 hours just before the exam. But still, it's a vital skill. You need to know it. Stay off the fatty foods. Keep the lights on. Brew the coffee. And eat at about 3 a.m. And then, remember, you're up shit creek. Get paddling. Actually, this might be useful for you, Gareth. Because you shouldn't be watching this. Go study. So, I think that wraps that up. To go home and sleep. Back to this.